你怎么知道是茶血将送信给他的
？Regis, Bootblack didn't say anything about making deliveries when we talked to him. How do you know he handled the letters?
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little investigation of my own. You'd be very proud to see how I conducted myself. I began by concocting an ample supply of boot wash for our enterprising young friend. I'd observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole, reciprocity takes precedence over all other codes, and thus no good deed goes unrewarded. Of course, the same holds true for malicious or destructive deeds.
The letters, what's the connection?
When the bootblack arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted earlier. It took a bit more tongue-loosening, but ultimately he spoke. He admitted he'd handed Dettlaff the letters. He knew this information was valuable to me. In providing it, he was simply repaying me.
对，去找擦血光谈谈吧。
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together, assuming we're done here.
I am done, yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due. Or if you will first destroy it, crawling about the city's underbelly.
Promise to be careful.
大家好，我是真，欢迎来到真好电玩游戏直播频道。我们现在玩的是 PS4 的巫师3年度版的血与酒 DLC。
Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
很会转。
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean soles. A fine slogan.
Clean boots, clean soles. 生意好吗？
How's business?
Well enough. I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
记得你送我的信吗？
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
之前怎么不告诉我们？
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard.
从哪里拿到信的？
Where'd they get the letters? They pick them up? Get them from someone?
I don't know. They'd come, hand me a letter, and walk away. I asked no questions.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that bootshine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
A witcher. What a mincemeat.
看一下我们还有任务啊。哎呀，我的武装全部被拔下来了。看来应该是没什么任务。
You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it? This is a decent district. We need no filth. You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now. Gentlemen, calm, please. Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
让他们住在这里有什么不好？
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor, fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
你说你是老实人
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves?
？Yourself.
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us on our own turf.
要
We
打
should
了
step，aside, good fellow. My friend is
衣服要
perfectly
爆
capable
了
of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
我的紧身衣要爆啦！
Witcher! Back into it. Not a witcher.
As well as my flesh is weak. All right. I can take a hit. Come, time to go. I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
What's this place?
What is this place? Poorhouse?
You could call it that. They come here to rest and eat a hot meal.
You help them, why?
You help your name. Why?
Because they need help.
Because they need help.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black. A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
所有乞丐都会来。
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, Almost all in the area eat here.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
Few hours
My
later.
dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the bootblack. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the bootblack. And Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
It's a matter of importance to the duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the bootblack anyways. It's always muddy there.
第5名受害者的信。Get
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
See for yourself.
Well, well.
杀他妹
I
妹。
must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Siana.
跟我想的一样。
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
真相大白了吗？
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Siana planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Siana, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Siana murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
所以还没完呢、我想了解他的动机。
Actually, love to learn her motives.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her, but I support your lust for the truth. Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Sienna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her.
要一起来吗？
Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Dettlaff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Sienna.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence. She treated Dettlaff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
跟西安娜谈话。哎呀，必须跑400多步啊！我们直接传到那个旁边好了。啊，会不会死啊？不要！我这个血与酒里面都还没上过妓院呢、啊。这个宝克兰港附近好像有一间。神奇指南。
Halt!
Need to see Sienna, urgently.
In the matter of?
我找他谈谈。
Want to talk to her? It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation, urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
行礼如仪。
The Witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the 5th victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Sienna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why'd you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
他可以篡位，因为他背弃了你，把你忘了，因为你嫉妒他。
You envy her, her power, her beauty, the love of her people.
I see I misjudged you. You understand nothing. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
At least you're being honest, finally.
Lying only ever makes sense when there's a chance someone will believe you. It's actually refreshing, in a way, to say what I truly think. So why don't I do it a bit more? I was only ever nice to you to get you to sleep with me. I thought you might come in handy one day. Your comrade Regis is using you, and Anna Henrietta perceives you solely as her unthinking, blunt instrument. She's right to, you know.
真是恶毒又可悲，喜欢伤害别人，对吧？
Enjoy hurting people? That it? Sorry, but won't give you the satisfaction. The Witcher mutations, you know. It's hard to draw my blood.
Don't worry. I'll find a way.
Have a nice life, Sienna.
"所以他也没讲什么啊，是因为我没问到重点吗？
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
好，走吧。
Let's go. Want to see him too. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
你气色不太好。
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
I apply a balm of arnica. Yeah, I hardly feel it anymore.
有疤痕的，我们可以开始。
All right, we can start.
Very well. But you must behave. Less like a hired thug, and more like a man deserving of the Duchy's highest honor. In fact, you'd do best to maintain a dignified silence throughout. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits. In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire.
葡萄饮酒。
May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair.
A friend of Beauclair.
In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Sonrial, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
怎么办？这场合好像不是很适合讲这个，可是搞不好错过这个之后，应该就没有机会讲。我想一下啊、这个会导致西安娜会怎么样嘞？不知道。女爵大怒，我会不会被牵连？管他的，看看吧。
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Sienna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Detloff. You were to be the beast's 5th victim.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
I have proof.
"不想面对。
I do not believe it. In a moment I shall speak to Sienna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt that I can judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
我以为他们会去牢里面，结果是把他拖出来。 他就不怕他有脱逃计划。
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
是女爵叫我留下来。
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Detlef. You yourself would never stoop so low. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me. As one impartial, I shall now hear what he has to say.
为了公国好，这才是最重要的。
Your Grace, as head of state, you should look first and foremost after your dominion. Sienna's actions, what drove them, be damned. She's a threat to your subjects.
You are correct. They are what matters. I must not forget this. Sienna, you shall be tried and given a fitting punishment. Yet we shall never cease to be family. As Duchess, I shall have to judge you. But as your sister, I shall never stop loving you. Will you forgive me? I shall never forgive you.
Wow. Magic. 看太惨了吧。超惨的，吓死我的妈！如果我没有拖西安娜的话，我会不会在快乐的吃东西？啊，不晓得。可是他背后应该是不至于会GG啊。
Need some flowers, a wreath, or...
I've none. Sold everything. I was just on my way out. No sense hanging about with nothing to do. Should come as no shock, sir. At the funeral, folk took it all. Men, women, children, all wished to lay a bouquet on the Duchess's grave. Windflowers, peonies, gladioli. But she liked common roses best. I know. Her ladies-in-waiting would come here at times. I'd choose the loveliest blooms for her. Fragrant, big petals, the kind that last a long time. I've still not come to terms with it. To be killed by her own sister. How could it happen?
呀，没想到，行啊，这么无情。
No one suspected Sianna'd be merciless. Not Damien, not me. Least of all the Duchess.
I know you. You're that witcher from the north. The one that saved us from the beast.
Mm-hmm. Could say that.
Wait here. Take these.
Thought you were out of flowers.
I put a bouquet aside. I was to take it to her myself. But you have it. I know you held the Duchess dear.
How much do I owe you?
Not a copper. Keep your coin and raise a toast in her memory tonight.
Do just that. Farewell.
雷内达，真是悲情啊！
Snow White, you with the exquisite hair.
我记还有任务。
Snow White.
Name's Geralt. What can I do for you?
That hair, the scar, the frown. It's all perfect.
你画我汤刚刚不会吧
Something you actually want from me? Or are you just gonna go on gushing about my attributes?
I admire, good sir. Admire and desire.
我要
Such
抢我。
a threat in the eyes. Oh, so manly.
If you're trying to get me to meet with you some evening, afraid you're just wasting your time.
An evening? Impossible. I shall require the soft light of mid-afternoon for this portrait.
Portrait?
Indeed. Yours. En face. Actual size. With the finest vista Toussaint affords behind you. Pose for me. You must. Naturally, I shall pay the compensation due to you for your modeling services.
好吧。
Don't see why not. Long as it doesn't take long.
It shan't. Never worry. We've but a short distance to journey into the hills outside of town. A perfect landscape perfectly to frame your perfect physiognomy.
Let's go then.
I need only fetch my easel and palettes from my studio. We shall meet at noon at the western gate, near the palace. From where we'll venture forth together.
真麻烦。年迈兽魔猎人的画像。还有别的任务。都顺便清一下东西啊。
Citizens, a plea from Her Illustrious Highness. The Ducal Chancellery is swarmed each day beyond capacity. Droves arrive to demand compensation for the damage wrought throughout the city by the vampire horde. All are henceforth asked to submit their pleas in writing. Written requests shall be dealt with in due course and in the order submitted. Scribes will be available for a part of each day to assist in the drafting of requests. However, scribes shall only do so for the clearly dim-witted. Citizens, Beauclervois, Toussaintois, wherever wa, you are kindly reminded that by decision of the City Council, you are requested to refrain from spilling sewage into the streets of the Haute-Ville between 10 o'clock in the morning and 8 at night. To be honest, every last man Jacques in these parts has but wine and women on the brain. Massacre at the urban statues.
20，把亚米卖掉。这个也卖掉。
Greetings. I hope your search goes well.
What do you have on offer? Farewell.
Good luck on the path.
Purchase tomorrow. Behave. You're in Beauclair, see?
Witcher.
传送来画画了。
The light is inopportune at the moment. Could you?
I'm here.
Let us go! We should arrive in time to have the best light of the day. The chiaroscuro we shall capture. Just glorious.
Let's go. The things I do for art.
We had best ride there. We'll arrive faster and less fatigued. A work of mine. Turtle dove o'er the heath hangs in the ducal palace.
So does a cockatrice I cut down once. It's stuffed, maybe even with heather.
I once had a cockatrice feather brush. Best thing for laying down tempera. I no longer have it, sadly. My blasted cat swiped it.
Why would a cat want a brush?
To paint with, of course. And it was no common brush. Fantastic, as I said. And fantastically expensive.
Hang on. Got a cat that paints?
Yeah, if you care to call it that. He merely copies the works of his betters. And poorly at that.
Your cat?
Yes. Pierre-Auguste Moustachois. It's no surprise you've not heard of him. He's a second-rate hack and a thief.
有的是猫就
We'll continue on foot.
发财啦！还在画画。
Truly, I can only. Ladies, gentlemen, my lieges, forgive me for being forward, but have you perchance seen a set of paints and brushes nearby?
Eugenie, I believe this peasant wants something from us.
My paints, my brushes, I had prepared them. They were here.
We've not seen any journeyman's tools, my good man. Of that I assure you.
There a problem?
Yes, an immense one. I cannot possibly paint without my paints. I'm done for. Unless you would be kind enough to locate them?
Wouldn't happen to have another set with you? And, nothing you could use instead?
My word. Would you really have me scrawl with charcoal like an animal?
Damn it. Sure you left them here?
Yes, right there. I'd prepared everything. Set it out. Ordered and organized.
Might have toppled downhill or something. Fine. I'll take a look around.
I think it is life that imitates art. And not vice versa.
Right you are, Bingo. Take Baron de Cordell for one.
Oh yes, that nose. He actually had a major laugh after he saw that the Red Courage play.
And now he's begun courting his cousin.
聊什么八卦没听到？高飞啊，会不会死人啊？山洞，我的妈啊！不会是要我去山洞吧？先调查好再说。有了。
Spilled paint. Reeks to high heavens of turpentine. Footprints. Clear, but curiously small. Footprints. Smudged.
无比啦。看不是很清楚了呢。哎呀。
Got paint drops here, too. Another stain. Could very well be a lead.
果然要去山洞。走了半天就是来山洞。我只是来画画的，还要来山洞，看有理。
Got paint drops here too. Neckers. Look like they made off with the paints. Why? Another stain. Could very well be a lead. Cave paintings. This here looks a bit like a necker. Big blobs, what? A troll? Neckers depicting their victory over some trolls? That even possible? Necker propaganda?
Magic. Painting.
Paints. Don't look ruined. Painter should still be able to use them.
没东西了，这个洞穴就这样。 这样啊。奇怪，是这样。
Consider yourself greeted.
来吧，不要叫我痛苦。
Found your things. Splendid. Where were they? And is this all you found? I left so much more.
Should have kept it all with you, not left it lying around. Followed some paint tracks to a necker lair. Seems the beast's made off with your supplies. Used it to paint a fresco on one of the cave walls. Looked something like a battle scene to me.
Impossible. They splashed paint on the wall in a rage. Unimportant. In any case, it's a good thing you found the basic colors. Shall we? While waiting, I spied a superior spot.
你果有画画才能啊！让他骑马，我以为在附近。
Fantastic luck with the weather. The light is perfect, absolutely perfect.
Painting this masterpiece gonna take long?
A mere 6 hours. The sun won't allow us to work any longer than that. Oh, but the time will fly by. We'll chat, swap tales.
Better yet, let me down a potion. Time will definitely fly by in a state of lethargy. No need to swap tales.
No. Your expression, your posture, they must be just so. You must look alive with fire in your gaze. Lethargy is out of the question.
Come on, give it some thought. You can title the painting, A Witcher Lying Senselessly on the Heath.
You jest. A jesting witcher.
难得听到 Geralt 在笑哎，天哪！一直在这种莫名其妙的支线任务。
Take it easy. This the place?
Yes. Just look at the view. Breathtaking. The perfect background for our masterpiece.
Pretty, I guess.
Now, you must carefully consider in what pose you wish to be immortalized.
All right. Considering.
Singering 什么知识？
All is ready. We may begin. Have you decided on the pose you'd like to adopt?
英雄姿势，斜躺着。英雄姿势。
Maybe I could just stand, sword in hand.
Ah, splendid! A heroic pose, of course. The bold warrior, his sword held aloft, ready to run at the, well, that willow over there. I will paint in a griffin later. Shall I begin? Or would you prefer to adopt another pose?
换个 pose， 换个姿势吧。
Let me try something else.
斜躺着。
Think I'll lie down. At least that way I can nap while you work.
The hero at rest, lying on his side, propped up on an elbow, staring into the distance, relishing a victory. I can paint in a griffin corpse later. Though, naturally, a nap is out of the question. We resolved that earlier. May I begin? Or would you prefer to strike a more dynamic pose?
Let me try something else. How about I be on horseback? I mean, Roach kind of deserves to be immortalized too.
Oh, yes, a horse. Exceptional idea. But I would rather you perch atop Alexander, my mount. I've trained him to pose. I shall paint in the carcass of a slain griffin later. Now, raise your head to exude pride, thrust your breast forward. Go on, breast forward. I want to see those hocks extended. Ahem. Is the horse paying attention? May I begin? Or would you rather try a different pose?
Let me try something else.
不是我的马，没有意义啊。英雄之死。
Maybe I could just step.
Ah, the bold, ready to. Shall I begin?
好了，就这个吧。
Go ahead.
Now, be so kind as to adopt that look you gave me when I first asked you to work with me. That intense scowl of an angry wild ram about to butt heads. Yes, excellent. Now, hold that. Do not budge.
This gonna take much longer?
Not much at all. We'll run out of daylight soon. Please, keep your head still, in the same position.
Fine, I'll try. I'll also try to remember to never trust a painter again.
Griffin!
Yeah, I know. You'll paint one in later.
Gods! A griffin!
Griffin!
Run and hide!
Dearest Mummy!
我靠，半条啊！看要死了！我是说我。真的有贵宾的尸体来。
Is it safe?
Yeah, come on out. And no wonder no one ever came here. It was a griffin's hunting ground.
Oh, that thing scared me to death.
Not quite to death. You are alive. Not least because you chose a witcher to sit for you. How's the painting? It survived too?
It did. But I cannot show it to you now.
该不会是抽象画？
Display unfinished work.
打人。
You can see it tomorrow, after midday, where we met. I shall display it in the market square. Oof, monstrous beast. Shall we immortalize it in the painting?
不是给我的。啊，我进去吧。
Yeah, let's add it. Carcass can serve as your prop.
Splendid. Interesting color palette. And the textures and the proportions. It will do. Yes, it will do. But I shall paint it in later, in my atelier. There's an excellent illustration in the Encyclopedia Maxima Mundi.
靠腰啊！难得我为了杀你，杀了一只活生生的给你，还要看插画。
Very well. That will do for now. I shall polish the details later. No point struggling on in this fading light. Ah, I almost forgot. Payment for your troubles. And I thank you for saving my life. Though, in doing so, you did also save your likeness. For posterity.
前世。哎，是这样的。这个的这是什么东东？靠，两个东西是不同的地点。好，来这边传送。
Slow now. Whoa.
Go, 12万人呐！缇娜之吻。 大一天了，所以在他家门口睡觉。
Nothing to see here. Move along. Ahoy!
Hey there!
Ahoy!
吧，睡一下吧。有没有深深的为我着迷 ？Witcher， 靠背啊！ 怎么会是脱光光？妈的
Greetings.
Geralt, there you are. So, our painting. Are you pleased? Is it to your liking? Do tell.
跟我想不一样。
Not exactly what I imagined. I believe I posed with all my clothes on. Clearly remember that, in fact. Some other details are off, too.
Invalid as a criticism. I depicted you in a more flattering state. The painting has drawn crowds, aroused a great deal of interest.
Can see that. Anyway, some advice for the future. Warn your subjects about your intentions. Your next model might not be so forgiving.
You don't like it. I'm hurt. Perhaps you'd care to buy the painting. Given our rapport, I shall take a loss. For you, I'll part with it, I will, at a special price.
钱不够。
As special as it is, that's still quite a price. Afraid I don't have that much coin.
Not a problem. Come back when you do. Though I cannot guarantee someone won't have beaten you to it.
19兽。19兽在哪里呀
？Witcher, greetings. I've been on pins and needles.
旁边那个
come for the painting.
可爱的东西是什么？好了，买了。
Why not? It'll make an interesting memento, though I'd hardly call the price a bargain.
Indeed, few have the sophistication to appreciate my technique. I sometimes go hungry as a consequence.
All right. At least this way I'll be able to control who sees it.
Thanks.
Truly, I can only speak through my paintings.
Ahoy! Ahoy!
Hello?
这是个遮羞肥。惊叹还要解吗？看一下我们的任务。好了，在后面而已，帮你接一下。
Those vampires were running about town. I almost knocked my guts in fear.
这里啦。
I never knew vampire extermination.
No two ways about it.
祈祷你变酒醉的。
What are you doing here?
Leave me be. Without my Vivian, life has no meaning. You are the last to whom I wish to speak.
哒啦。哎，你有任务啊，就这样而已哦。只是来看一下基佬。没有帮你成功凑对，就成为一个醉汉。
One false move and you will regret it.
My legs.
How are you kissing? Do you hurt you?
好啦，这样可能就是结局了。
Matter or no, she was the Duchess's sister, shared her blood. She should lie with her kin.
这样死了还会打架？
Was that your cleaver at work too? Butcher of Blaviken?
Good that Witcher's rather handsome. Hey there.
来抱一下。要去下面是不是？
Witcher, I was certain you'd departed.
Couldn't. Anna Henrietta was...
Wondrous. Beautiful. Good. The best ruler one could hope to have. Yet I let her down.
啊！因为我没有告诉他，是不是？如果告诉他的话，搞不好他就会阻止了。哦，原来是这样啊！
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one expected Sienna to do that, persist to the end. And none of us did anything to stop her. Because there was nothing we could do.
I suppose you are right. But when someone so beloved dies, one cannot help but search one's soul for pain. And even the hardiest knights grow faint-hearted then.
Come to pay my respects. Bid the Duchess farewell.
White roses. They were her favorite. Go inside, then. She lies in the ducal crypt. In one room with her murderer. Despite my protests.
What? Who decided that?
The Regent's Council. A pack of old men who've statutes and codices for hearts. Ducal blood flowed in Sienna's veins, and she was never legally disinherited. So they ruled she should lie alongside Henrietta.
这灵魂出来打架。放在2座坟墓上吧，都死了，没什么好吝啬的。
And all this, what did it bring you? Rest in peace.
I
regret it ended this way, that I failed to prevent it. Hope you can forgive me. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Stylish crypt, quite subdued. Yes, this is the kind of eternal resting place I dream of.
Moments like this, I never know if you're joking or serious.
Serious, Geralt, serious. It's remarkably peaceful, subtly charming to the hilt. A perfect match for the Duchess's dignity. Ah, you humans, you'll never cease to amaze me. To feel despair in the face of natural processes to which you are predestined. I've come to take you from this place, my friend. Dare say you deserve a speck of respite after the mad whirl of the last few days.
现在只剩我的好基友跟我一起结局了。哎呀，死光啦！这 DLC 大家都死光
deaths I
了。
failed to prevent. Feel pretty awful right about now. Can't help thinking I could have done more. Now Toussaint's left without a ruler, or more accurately, chaos rules here. Hand in hand with despair. Duchess won over people's hearts. All Beauclair now weeps for her.
A mass outburst of emotion. Well, it seems her subjects have adopted some of their recent ruler's traits.
Why the sarcasm? Thought you liked Donna Henrietta.
I did. And I do truly rue her passing.
Me too.
Then let us drink.
我还以为你喜欢复杂的解决方法。
Always seemed to me you were a very complicated creature by nature, not one to resort to such simple methods like drinking your worries away.
There exist worries for which they're quite simply, it's no other medicine.
Other medicine.
Whatever you say about Sienna, you gotta admit, she was unbending.
That she was. I do admit it. Though, in her case, it would have been better if she had been a tad more, philosophical, pausing from time to time to reflect on the propriety of her actions.
True.
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
现在天这么黑。
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark out.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I am a vampire and thus need no light to see, I'd never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
This moonlight makes me, oh, so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about, oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
臭死了！靠北，怎么可以那么臭？太丑了，拿下来。 可惜为什么我没有普通的手套了？玩的什么树？
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
干，我可不想要做什么
Regis
浪漫的引诱我。
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
they will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
结局了，这结局的音乐。
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you in your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
他奖励要奖赏怎么处理？把剑挂在壁炉上修剪葡萄藤。我在那边定下来。
Know what? Think I just might. Come on now, don't laugh. Maybe not today or tomorrow. But one day I'll want to see what it's like. To just wake up every day in my own bed.
Oh, stop, please. Sounds so sentimental, my fangs have begun to hurt. Then what? Will you begin writing your memoirs like Dandelion? I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. That first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
看走干嘛？待会再赌一次，看看有没有办法救女爵。 诶，我这个就要跑很久，我想说那么快。这个部分我看应该都差不多，把它按掉。
Actually, I'd love to go home.
金窝银窝还是不如回家。所以还有回家任务。
You smell that? Those are the papers.
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
群人，主角群。来串场。
What's that smell?
最没礼貌的就是燕儿粉，丁香的味道，一堆行李，看起来就是燕儿粉。Siri,
you look good. Calm. Don't just stand there. I want a hug.
What did you bring?
A Garkin from Angren. I slew it. All by my lonesome.
That why you left Carrera so suddenly? Had no idea where you'd gone. Your note was puzzling. Don't try to find me. Threw me for a loop.
That was silly. It's just that I felt stifled in your shadow. I'd have suffocated had I stayed. So when I read that notice, the contract, when I saw Angren, I knew I had to do it. Alone. Without my nanny.
I'm not your nanny. I believe in you. Like my new house?
The house is lovely. But it could use a bit of work.
Yeah, got plans for it, don't worry. Wanna go outside? Could show you the grounds.
是因为我主线是算是跟 Siri 一起，所以来的是 Siri 吗？
Ah, it's lovely here. I could stay forever.
这就下来吧。
What's stopping you?
Actually, not a thing. I slew a Garkin, collected my bounty. I believe I'm owed some respite.
Indeed you do, mademoiselle, as my major domo would say.
You've a butler.
A steward. Name's Barnabas Basil. BB for short, though I don't know if he likes it. He's the one let you in. I'll ask him to bring in some fruit, a beverage. You can spend the rest of the day lying about.
Ah, nothing would make me happier.
像狩猎人的感觉如何
Being a witcher anything like you imagined?
Geralt, I didn't have to imagine anything. Remember, before we parted, we walked a good stretch of the path together.
Journeyman and master, though, not the same thing.
I'm still a long way from mastering anything, but I am trying. Anyway, I did learn from the best.
Just passed on what worked for me, or at least tried to.
I was thinking of Eskel and Lambert.
So, no regrets? Choice you made?
Not at all. I'm doing what I ever wanted to do. Being who I wanted to be. I believe that's one definition of happiness.
Encountered the most charming aspect of being a witcher yet?
Which aspect is that?
The hatred, disgust, that strange blend of admiration, fear, and contempt.
They set their hounds on me in one village. In another, they forbade me from taking a drink from their well. Other than that, it's been all right. No one's tried to cheat me out of my reward so far.
I'd hoped they'd treat a woman differently.
Geralt, when they treat a woman differently in this world, it hardly ever means better. Quite the opposite.
跟我说说你在
Angren, how'd it go? Garcanes can be pretty tough opponents.
That's why I had to lure this one to a place both spacious and empty, where it would have nowhere to hide. I found an abandoned crypt far from any town or village.
Good choice. Always best to avoid additional casualties, so your foe had nowhere to hide. But the bastard was still damn quick, I bet.
Not as quick as I am. My greater worry was its strength. I was far outclassed there. But a dose of black blood did the trick. We fought a while, I feigned a mistimed dodge and let it drink. The rest was easy.
为什么可以喝黑血 ？See you later.
See you later, Ciri.
Take care of yourself.
哒哒。Ciri 会来耶，酷毙了！
How might I be off surface, sir?
Thanks. Gotta get back.
挂衣服，我腾更更的。 有战利品。诶，这个是吸血鬼给我的是什么东西？图片诱发器。产生图片诱发物。 看一下我的任务，应该是没东西了。 就是那个什么委托而已。再把几个画挂出来看一看而已吧。哦，这个是盾。楼上内服超丑的，先换楼上内服。手语。葡萄精灵盾嘞。这个也很帅。白狼嘛，好白的心里吧。想没了，那我们先记录再读看看。3个，有办法救。手动保存的行李如意。12点的，哇，1个半钟头前了，应该是可以吧？机会看看那么久。喜安娜头哦，刚好可以。先看看别的。
Halt!
Need to see.
In the matter.
Need to interrogate her. New facts have come to light. Need them explained. Seems she was planning your Duquesse's assassination.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who sold.
Promise to be brief.
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's...
Have you come to see?
I know who the 5th victim was. Sienna. Why do you want to...
背弃了你，把你忘了。
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you.
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know.
I probably will.
后面都一样。你想过要原谅他吗？
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me, hmm?
当时年纪还小。
Sienna, you were exiled when she was how old? 12? 13? She was a child. What was she supposed to do? Rebel? Organize a coup? Steal your father's seal and forge a pardon? She was powerless. Wiped you from her memory not because she didn't care, but because your departure was traumatic for her. She forgot because that was the only way she could handle the pain.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of a Thousand Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you? Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Sienna.
表情好像有和缓。
Commander Delet.
Let's go. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time.
我知道原本第5个受害者会
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Sienna's 5th victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister. Her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits. In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance. You're in like... Yes. Thank you. Your Grace.
My dear... For... in more familiar things. The
等不及了。如果我选等不及了。
Yes, very. Heard a lot of good things about that appellation. Thanks again.
Cheers. In a moment I shall speak to Siana. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must judge her fairly, but she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any matter.
We shall now quit.
这样也是会直接咨询，反正我讲了，他也不会相信我。
The Witcher will take part no.
想干嘛就干嘛。
I'm not a prisoner, free to do as I choose.
You have committed crimes, grave crimes. Thus I have asked.
不一样嘞，这么痛苦是有理由的。
Bitterness consumes Siana. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Siana?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace. Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark. And which you set afire at the last, to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace. Supposed acts of cruelty. Inappropriate friendships. They cast me out. But you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner. Lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
还是没办法预测他到底会不会拔他的法杖，应该是不会的，微笑了。就到女爵喽！我没有看攻略嘞。还好说应该不算太难选。那就是看他怎么把他判什么罪嘞。也是杀了不少人呢。
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony, it was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong.
Just right.
Credit the local
Fascinating.
Indeed.
If you think it's a good... thanks.
This moonlight makes me oh so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
懒得带了，中毒一下而已。哦，我还有毒性可以承受。超过才开始事情。
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go? Bruxay.
Alas.
Won't let it...
They will not. That is why I...
Yeah.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning.
Not much of a...
Then it is high time you started your... A trifle. Incidentally...
No, just not the life for me. Sure, might stop by there occasionally, stay the winter, fill up on wine. But I'd rather keep moving. It's not a choice being a witcher. And once you are one, you're one for life. You can't just step off the path. Besides, plenty of work left for me in the world. Ghouls aren't gonna kill themselves.
Well, the droll, isn't it, that each time we meet, something harrowing must happen? I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken.
How could it not? Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances...
Killed him.
So we shall, my friend.
That we do.
又再看我一下。好了，再回家看看。
Actually, I'd love to go home.
看一下16应该是没有什么变化了，觉得。结果救到他们兄，不是姐妹，也没什么后续啊。最后去一下妓院啊。
To reconcile, that's one thing, but to start making wine together, it boggles.
Master Witcher, some unknown...
Who is it? What's that smell?
You look good, Carl.
What did you...
A gark...
That white...
So...
I'm not... yeah.
Ah.
Nah, come on. You wouldn't like it.
Why not?
Get bored mighty quick. There's nothing here. It's peaceful, quiet, not a bloodthirsty beast in sight.
After that Garkin and Angren, I believe I deserve a little rest.
Indeed you do, mademoiselle. As my major domo would say.
You've a butler?
A steward. Name's Barnabas Basil.
Ah, nothing...
See you later, Siri.
Take care of yourself.
Now youth adventure.
看一下地下室的球。地下室嘞，这些地方。我的3个列嘞。因为白狼在那里，害我的3个列没办法进来。不是这样的吧 ？Where's my 3个列？皇家礼赞呢，3个列啊！可以啊。随便的，这应该不会用。
How might I be of service?
Thanks. Gotta get.
去一下妓院就好喽。有看有，没听到。
You know Master Liam made Matilda. Something tells me it's not just the new vintage that we put on.
If the horse drops if you ride it with a constant gallop. Hello?
Here, kitty, kitty. Row. Meow.
从这边吧。
I feel faint. My head spins.
在哪里？我记得好像那个雕像是在这里附近，是不是？
Sir, have you ever met a vampire?
Fetch
empty dead. Sweep up here, watch it all.
Reginald Aubrey has returned, not to be missed. Buy your ticket.
就按到后面，可以摸蛋蛋呢。
Can't believe I'm actually doing this.
加强吧，我要去送一个呀，送一个呀。记得这个港好像也有，先来这附近看看。
Still my brother's sling. Will you go rat hunting with me?
我还没来地楼西这边送鬼呢。这边很多话可以聊。这牌的历史。艾伦发明。
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast.
Yep, I'm going to heal.
Honestly, it's a shame you killed the beast. Now we shall abandon her.
嗯？我们再往这边看看吧。
Drinking. The most fun you can have with your clothes on.
Come now, sir, toss us a coin.
You're damned impressive, Gerald. Our Duchessa. Do you poke her too, Gerald?
我想啊，偷尿尿的老人，好可的多啊，好可。这里搞不好。
Our Duchessa's a lovely lassie.
Heidir Hans.
有了有了，找到了找到了。
When I
大夫还在，
was a
带个
little
机会。
lad, my stone stank awfully bad. Hoping
挑
it
个喜
would
欢的。
cure the smell, I dipped my pouch in a well.
终于找到了。
Meat of the freshest sort.
See you later.
Oh, yes, you surely will.
Scurvy Hanses, how is a man live?
When I was a little lad,
Oh,
my
you shoo away the
stone
beast,
stank
sugar lips.
awfully
You?
well.
You needn't apologize. You needn't worry about a thing. You've come to enjoy some pleasant moments. To rest. To relax. Let me help you do just that.
Tell me a bit about yourself.
My name is Madeline. I like to walk barefoot in the grass, read by candlelight, and drink young wine straight from the bottle.
You're sweet.
Don't let appearances fool you.
Sorry, gotta go.
再挑一下。
Oh boy, another one.
What's that? Another what?
Did Madame Isabel mention role-playing costs extra? If you wish to play at being a witcher, then...
Misunderstanding, I'm afraid. I am a witcher.
Of course. The eyes. I should have noticed. Forgive me, master. Come into my alcove, and I shall more than make up for my error there.
The, playing at being a witcher thing. What's that about?
Ah, it's the latest rage. A trick will come, dressed in a studded jacket, 2 swords on his back, and ask me to play a succubus or a siren. Then he'll say he has a contract, but his codex says he cannot harm a thinking being. So perhaps we can make a deal. Once it's over, he demands some kind of cart. I've no notion how it started. They probably took the idea from one of those silly ballads.
Got a strong suspicion who the author might be. Sorry, gotta go.
再挑一下，再挑一下。
That Duchess of ours. Have you at least taken her others?
这个嘞。
Oh, you're pretty.
Get paid to say that.
I get paid to plow. Compliments I give only when the urge strikes me. So, willing to show me if your birthday suit is equally becoming?
Don't beat around the bush, do you?
I dislike pretending to be someone I am not. All the sighs, fainting, fluttering eyelashes, it's just not me. I operate on the assumption that if a man seeks coyness, he does not go to a brothel.
Right about that. Definitely had something else in mind.
Then come and show me.
Be back later.
Hold you to that.
我看
How do you like to do
About
it?
to burst from a surfeit of
Time is no cock.
俄罗波朗。
Yes?
Taught as a rum school
Ready.
is
The happy ending. Bravo, Witcher!
3号嘞。
Learn some bleating culture, Greylocks. You're in Toussaint.
So, shall we dance?
Which man?
Wine is dearer. Wenches are dearer.
Ah. You have not seen my old man, have you? Eh?
Oh boy, oh boy!
只能选1楼的。
Learn some bleating culture, Greylocks.
一开始的那个。
A full night's pleasure for the price of a mere evening.
I've just about had enough of this.
Any takers? Last call, then I head home.
Wolf? Was it you who bit the beast?
nonsense. He stole my horse.
Quite the bottom, quite the bosom our Duchess has, don't you think?
Changed your mind.
Sorry, gotta go.
That's Toussaint in a nutshell.
Me again. Real life Witcher. Sorry, gotta go.
Take off.
Changed your mind.
Take my room?
With pleasure.
没什么差别啊，害我还期待那个 buff。buff 还在，不知道干嘛。
Time has no cost.
Hey, get up! All the best!
好了，那就结束了吧。其他，原本游戏的这个支线就不特别解了。就把资料片的支线目前看到的都解完，这样就好了。还是地图上绕一绕嘞。有了，这个也是有高4版。8磅接这个高4版，看有什么可以解的，再解最后一下吧。最多3个任务了。
I'm not Greta.
That's not what I asked.
Life in Beauclair can be quite dear.
Good day.
That's always free.
巫师3结束的话，我们就玩枪弹辩驳 V3，看这个支线有多少可以解。最多应该是3个任务。 哟，会不会摔死了
Of course, I can tell they malinger. But who am I to judge?
踩死后宫，夫妇缠斗。哎，猫油。
Sweat dripping down my bum furrow.
没有指示我就不知道去哪了。那么就没有啦，就不特别找了。其他都是一些问号。打怪找宝而已。困扰的人。 其他就不特别解了，大概解到这吧。OK， 那我们休息一下，待会来先跑一下枪弹辩驳的试玩版，以在我们正式版中拿到特点哦。各位如果喜欢跟我们一起玩巫师3的话，点击左下角的订阅，右下角的喜欢。 随时追踪我们直播时段，点击左下角的铃铛 ，FB 各部落给点个赞，分享给朋友的话更是大大的感谢。我是真，我们休息一下，半个钟头之后玩枪弹辩驳咯 ，V3。那么我们的巫师3就在这边完结了。OK， 待会见。